I saw her laughing with someone else. Not the polite kind people give out of manners, but the real kind. The kind where her head tilts back, her eyes close a little, and she forgets the world exists. The kind she used to reserve for me. They were sitting on a bench outside the coffee shop that once felt like ours. The sign, the scent, the windows. All of it stabbed at me in ways I didn't expect. I stood across the street, half hidden by strangers, and the drizzle that had just begun to fall. For a split second, my lungs locked up. I thought I'd healed. I thought I had let go. But the ache was still there, waiting quietly until the moment it could hurt again. The guy with her was tall, sure of himself, someone I'd never seen before. He said something and she burst into that familiar laugh again. Then she did it, that tiny gesture of tucking her hair behind her ear. When she felt shy or nervous, I knew every little habit she had, or I used to. Watching someone else discover them felt like losing her all over again. I tried to walk away, but my feet stayed rooted to the pavement. Memories crashed into me. Our first date, her teasing my music, and us talking until 2 in the morning, on a bench just a few steps from where she sat now. How she used to hum while washing dishes. How she danced barefoot in the kitchen in the mornings. How she clung to me the night her dog died, like I was the only solid thing in her world. We weren't perfect. We fought about laundry, about lights left on, about nonsense that didn't matter. But when things were good, it felt safe. It felt like home. And then slowly, quietly, the threads began to loosen. No big explosion, no dramatic ending. Just the slow drift of two people who stopped turning toward each other. She said she felt unseen. She said I was distant. Maybe she was right. Maybe I thought she'd never walk away. But she did. One night she said the words that still echo sometimes. We're not growing in the same direction. We promised friendship, but silence took its place. And before long, we were strangers again. So there I was, standing in the rain, watching her glow beside someone new. And I told myself that was enough, that her happiness was supposed to matter, more than my own heartbreak. I turned to go, and just as I did, she glanced up. Her gaze cut straight through the crowd, and landed on me. Her smile faltered, just for a heartbeat, like she'd seen someone she wasn't expecting, someone she once loved, someone she once thought she'd marry. For that instant, the whole city vanished. Just the two of us, soaked in the aftermath of everything we used to be. I should have kept moving, but I didn't. My body pivoted before my mind caught up. She stood, murmured something to the guy beside her. He looked puzzled. She walked toward me anyway. The rain came down harder. Umbrellas blossomed everywhere, except over her. She didn't bother with one. She just came closer, dripping and breathless. We stopped in front of each other, on the crowded sidewalk, like the world had gone quiet. "Hi," she said softly, like that tiny word wasn't rearranging me inside. "Hey," I managed. "You're here?" she asked. "I didn't know." "Just in town," I lied. We let the silence sit for a moment. "How have you been?" she asked. 1,000 truths screamed inside me, but all I said was, "I'm okay." Then, almost without meaning to, I added, "Better now." I saw something change in her eyes. "I saw you laughing," I admitted. "And I saw you watching," she replied gently. She took a small step closer. "I think about you," she said, "more often than I should. Sometimes even when I'm with someone else. Feels wrong. Because it isn't you." My chest tightened. "You never reached out," I said quietly. "I know," she whispered. But I never stopped wishing our paths would cross again. I had to look away for a moment. Not because I doubted her, but because I wanted to believe her too much. "Are you happy?" I asked. She hesitated. "I'm trying. But he doesn't understand me the way you did." I wanted to tell her everything. How long it took me to stop hoping she'd call. How her name still twisted my stomach. How empty the apartment felt after she left. But the words stayed inside. Instead I asked, "Why come over now?" She lowered her eyes, then lifted them again with this sad, soft smile. "Because the moment I saw you, I couldn't remember why I ever let us fall apart." The rain was pouring now, but neither of us cared. "You're still my favorite," she whispered. And then, almost trembling, "What if?" And that's when I realized, this wasn't a grand reunion. It was a pause in time. One honest, fragile moment. Between two people who once had everything, and lost it. Maybe we'd talk again. Maybe this would be the last time. But in that rain-soaked second, I understood something. Some loves don't die. They don't vanish. They linger quietly. waiting for the right moment to breathe again. And sometimes, that moment finds you. In the middle of a crowded street, under a storm, when you least expect it. So if you've ever watched someone walk away, or let someone go because you thought you had to, remember this. Closure isn't always a conversation. Sometimes it's a look, a hesitation, a memory that suddenly resurfaces. And if they ever find you in the rain, don't be afraid to stop, even if it's only to remember what it felt like to love them once.